From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Prime Minister Mark Carney is meeting today with business and global leaders at the World Economic Forum in the Swiss ski resort town of Davos. It's all in the hopes of drumming up more investment for Canada. Canadian Press reporter Kyle Duggan is there.
Mark Carney has been to the World Economic Forum some 30 times, practically a celebrity here among the world's wealthy elite. He's meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron and a number of blue-chip businesses. But Carney's schedule has him flying out of Davos on Wednesday, making it unclear if his path will actually cross with U.S. President Donald Trump, flying to Switzerland today. Also talking at the forum, former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, there with his partner, Katy Perry.
Donald Trump is set to address the forum tomorrow. He left Florida overnight for Davos amid more drama on the world stage. Trump is now responding to Norway's prime minister leaking a text from Trump himself. The message from Trump said that because he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize, Trump no longer feels an obligation to think purely of peace. Last night, Trump told reporters he doesn't care about the Nobel Prize, just acquiring Greenland.
If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says. But I really don't care about that.
Global security experts warn Canada may no longer be able to rely on the U.S. as a reliable security and military partner. University of Calgary political scientist Robert Hubert says President Donald Trump's recent text message to Norway's prime minister sounds like something a fictional mad king would say. Hubert says the best way to preserve Arctic security against threats from China and Russia is through a strong NATO presence. Manitoba's premier says as the U.S. aggressively covets the Danish-owned territory of Greenland, the port and rail line that serve the northern Manitoba town of Churchill are more important than ever. Wab Canoe says they are the only such facilities that feed into the Arctic.
So if you're thinking whatever about Trump, if you're thinking whatever about Greenland, think Churchill. That is Canada's answer to what is going on right now.
The expansion of Churchill's port and rail is among the federal government's many proposed nation-building projects. Police in Eastern Australia are investigating the death of a Canadian woman whose body was found on a beach on Garry Island, surrounded by a pack of wild dogs called dingoes. The 19-year-old victim was found early yesterday, and that the body had been interfered with by the dogs, but police couldn't confirm if the woman drowned or if she died as a result of the dog attack. A one-time justice minister under former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's cabinet has announced she'll be starting treatment for breast cancer. Former Vancouver MP Jody Wilson-Raybould has posted on social media the treatment comes following recent surgery. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Winnipeg's Jonathan Toews received a standing ovation for over 4 minutes last night upon his return to Chicago. Toews spent his first 15 NHL seasons in the Windy City and won 3 Stanley Cups with the Blackhawks before he signed with his hometown Jets July 1st. The Blackhawks shut out the Jets 2-0. The Minnesota Wild doubled the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3. The New York Islanders beat the Vancouver Canucks 4-3. The Canucks dealt with their 11th loss in a row, and New Jersey needed overtime to beat Calgary 2-1. U.S. college football saw the Indiana Hoosiers topple the Miami Hurricanes 27-21 to cap off their undefeated season with a national championship. And at the Australian Open tennis tournament, Quebec's Leylah Fernandez lost her first-round match, leaving Toronto's Victoria Mboko as the only Canadian woman still in contention for women's singles. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.